Hey guys, Les from Steel Strength Training here, and today we're going to talk about how your hip flexors impact your lower back. So hopefully you can tell by my fantastic illustration here that this is your hips, this is your spine, these are the femurs, and then these are what you call your psoas or your iliopsoas. So this is the hip flexor that attaches in the front of your hip and it wraps around into your lower spine and it helps provide stability and mobility in what your pelvic function does. So whatever your pelvis is doing is going to be primarily controlled by those front hip flexors called the psoas. So with that being said, what typically happens is people's hip flexors, from us sitting, from us having poor posture, maybe we work too much on lifting heavy weights and we don't work on our stability movements, our hip flexors get shortened and it pulls our pelvis into an anterior tilt like so. So if you're noticing that you're having a lot of lower back pain, a lot of times it's because that psoas is super tight and it's pulling on your spine, constantly having in a state of load or stress or overstretch. So the best thing you can do to get that feeling better is three things. One, you are going to work on stretching that hip forward as far as possible. I would totally recommend a stretch called a couch stretch to do so. But there are other many benefits to many of the different hip stretches that you can do. So go ahead and just research through a couple of them or check out our Mobility Mondays. So if you're also noticing pain, it might not be just the mobility of it, but it might be the stability of it. So doing some exercises that strengthen your hip flexion, which is the movement of bringing your knee towards your chest, and then hip extension, which is extending the glutes forward to really strengthen the hip moving in a forward movement. If you work on the mobility and the stability of that iliopsoas and you are able to get a stronger and a more aligned pelvis, it is most likely going to reduce a lot of lower back pain symptoms that most people experience on a day-to-day basis.